Three major children's charities just dumped a royal family member for her ties to Jeffrey Epstein. The fallout from the Duchess of York's Supreme Friend email is happening in real time. Today, three prominent UK charities, including a children's hospice and a breast cancer foundation, have publicly severed ties with Sarah Ferguson, removing her as their royal patron. They were disturbed by her correspondence with Epstein, stating it was inappropriate for her to be associated with their work. This isn't just a PR nightmare for the Duchess, it's a powerful statement. It shows that the stain of Epstein is so toxic, it's now radioactive, even for the British royal family. The very institutions that once clamored for a royal endorsement are now running for the hills. This is the tangible, real-world consequence of enabling a predator. The Epstein network is finally facing social and institutional cancellation, and it's starting at the very top of the global elite.
New documents just dropped, revealing Jeffrey Epstein claimed his cellmate tried to murder him just days before his death. The biggest conspiracy theory in the world just got a massive injection of fuel. Newly released internal jail documents from July 23, 2019, just 18 days before his death, reveal Epstein was found on his cell floor with an orange fabric noose around his neck. When he regained consciousness, he told officers his cellmate, a former cop and convicted murderer named Nicholas Tartaglione, had attacked him and tried to kill him. Epstein later changed his story, saying he couldn't remember what happened. But this initial claim, documented by multiple officers, blows the official suicide narrative wide open. It suggests a violent struggle and a potential assassination attempt inside a maximum security federal facility. The lack of camera footage, blamed on a faulty system, makes it even more suspicious. Was this a botched hit or a dress rehearsal for his eventual demise?
Jeffrey Epstein's convicted murderer cellmate is now reportedly angling for a pardon from Donald Trump. This story just took a wild political turn. Nicholas Tartaglione, the ex-cop who shared a cell with Epstein and was accused by him of attempted murder, is now reportedly seeking a presidential pardon from Donald Trump. Tartaglione, who is serving 4 life sentences for a quadruple murder, has always maintained his innocence in that case. His lawyer claims he actually saved Epstein's life during that first incident. Now reports are surfacing that he is hoping his connection to the Epstein case and the information that he might have could be his ticket out of prison. This creates a bizarre political dynamic where a convicted murderer at the center of the Epstein death conspiracy could be bargaining for his freedom with the former president. It ties the criminal underworld of the Epstein case directly to the highest levels of political power and influence.
We finally have confirmation. Epstein's network was a global intelligence operation with ties to Saudi Arabia, Russia, and Israel. A U.S. lawmaker has gone on the record stating what many have long suspected. During a recent hearing, it was revealed that Jeffrey Epstein had deep connections to powerful figures in Saudi Arabia, Russia, and Israel, alongside his American network. This wasn't just a rich guy with a private jet, it was a coordinated global operation. This confirms that Epstein's web stretched far beyond business and finance and deep into the world of international espionage and foreign governments. It explains his multiple passports and his constant secretive international travel. The question is no longer if he was an intelligence asset, but for which countries. Was he a freelancer, or was he working for a specific agency using blackmail to manipulate global politics? The scandal is now officially an international intelligence crisis, and every country's secrets are at risk.
Jeffrey Epstein wasn't just a sex trafficker, he was a spy with multiple passports for covert international travel. The spy movie conspiracies are turning out to be true. Newly released records show that Jeffrey Epstein had requested and obtained multiple passports allowing him to travel the globe without a clear, traceable record. These weren't just for convenience. They were tools of the trade for a man operating in the shadows of international power. Records show extensive and often secret travels to the Middle East and Africa, far from his usual haunts. This evidence of passport fraud on a global scale points directly to the involvement of intelligence agencies. Who was providing him with these documents? Which governments were facilitating his covert movements? This revelation transforms him from a domestic criminal into a global operative, a man who moved between countries with the ease of a ghost, all while running a criminal enterprise that held the world's most powerful men in its grip.
They tracked every visitor to Epstein's island, and the data is finally leaking. Big Brother was watching. A stunning new report reveals that a data broker secretly collected the mobile phone signals of nearly 200 visitors to Jeffrey Epstein's private island. This isn't flight logs or witness testimony. This is hard digital evidence. The data, which is now being analyzed, can pinpoint exactly who was on Little St. James and when. It can reveal secret meetings, expose previously unknown guests, and verify the accounts of survivors. This is a technological bombshell that bypasses the official cover-up. While the FBI claims no client list exists, this raw location data provides a digital one. It's a terrifying look at the power of modern surveillance, but in this case, it might be the key to finally exposing the full extent of Epstein's network. The phones don't lie, and they are about to tell us everything.
The financial floodgates are opening. The Treasury is finally releasing the records of Epstein's international banking crimes. It's happening. After years of stonewalling, the U.S. Treasury is handing over the suspicious activity reports linked to Jeffrey Epstein and his international network. We're talking about billions of dollars in transactions that banks like Deutsche Bank flagged as potential money laundering and other financial crimes. These documents are the holy grail for investigators. They detail how Epstein moved money between shell corporations, offshore accounts, and powerful business figures across the globe. This is the money trail that funded the trafficking operation, paid off co-conspirators, and potentially blackmailed the global elite. For the first time, we will see the financial architecture of this criminal enterprise. The numbers will tell the story, connecting the dots between the world's most powerful financial institutions and Epstein's horrific crimes. The entire system is about to be audited in public.
An Epstein survivor just revealed his single biggest brag, and it connects directly to the White House. What was the most valuable currency in Jeffrey Epstein's world? Proximity to power. And according to one survivor, his ultimate trump card was Donald Trump. Chauncey Davies, a prominent survivor, has just revealed in a new interview that Epstein's biggest brag was his close personal friendship with Donald Trump. She stated that Epstein would constantly talk about his connection to the real estate mogul, using it as a tool to impress and intimidate his victims. This isn't a flight log entry. It's a direct account from a survivor about how Epstein leveraged his relationship with a future president as a source of power and credibility. It paints a chilling picture of how Epstein used his high-profile friendships to build his empire of abuse, making it clear to everyone in his orbit that he was untouchable, all thanks to his powerful connections.
Epstein's secret trips to Africa with Bill Clinton are finally being exposed by a survivor. It wasn't just an island, it was a global operation. Epstein survivor Chauncey Davies has come forward with a stunning new revelation. She was on a trip to Africa with Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and former President Bill Clinton. The trip, which was publicly framed as a humanitarian mission, is now being exposed as just another part of Epstein's global network of access and influence. Davies' account provides a first-hand look at how Epstein used these high-profile trips with world leaders to add a veneer of legitimacy to his operation. It raises disturbing questions about what really happened on these excursions, far from the prying eyes of the media. Who else was there? What deals were being made? This wasn't about charity, it was about using philanthropy as a cover to move his operation around the world with the most powerful politicians on the planet as his travel companions.